you want access, protection, and affordability, the Barricade Open Trail HD running boards will be the perfect fit for your 2022 and newer Tundra CrewMax. This is a set of aggressively styled heavy-duty running boards that will provide you plenty of safe access to the cabin and roof of your daily driver, your work truck, or your overland monster. Plus, they come in at a very reasonable price. Running boards are a simple modification with a wealth of benefits. For starters, they make it much easier to access the cabin or roof area of your truck, especially if it's already lifted. And the Open Trail HDs that we have here feature a 3.5-inch wide step with integrated grips, so you can get a foothold even in chunky boots or slippery conditions. And since these are a true running board, they run pretty much the full length of your rocker panels. So no matter what you need to reach, you'll have a place to step. These also drop down pretty far too, so even for those of us who are of a shorter stature like I am, or those of you who have a seriously lifted truck, you'll be able to get into the cabin or reach the roof without much fuss. Now the other big benefit here is protection, and that's where the HD part of the name comes in. The hefty materials and the fact that these fit tight up against the rocker panels mean that these will provide you plenty of protection for the body of your truck. Again, these tuck up nice and tight to the rocker panels, effectively covering the entire thing on both sides with this big octagonal bar up here. So if you're out on the trail and encounter a big obstacle, these are going to take the hit instead of that being absorbed by the body of the truck itself. And while adding any kind of running board or side step does take away from your ground clearance somewhat, these don't make a huge impact, and the additional protection they provide, I think, more than makes up for it. The HD part of the name here is no joke. These things are pretty hefty. Constructed from heavy-duty steel tubing and plating, they are very solid. Now that material is finished off with Barricade's 2-stage powder coat finish. So the first layer is an epoxy pre-coat, and then you get the matte black powder coat that you see here to finish it all off. Plus, these things are already put together right out of the factory, and as soon as you pick them up, you can tell they've got some serious heft to them. So between the material and that coating, you should have plenty of resistance to rust, corrosion, and impacts, and the elements. The bracketry is all made of the same material and finished in the same coating as well, so everything will match perfectly and should last you a good long while. Pricing comes in at about $475, which for a set of running boards this solid is actually a really good price. Now they may not be super fancy, but they do everything you need and then some for one of the best prices in the segment. Installation gets a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and the job should take you around 2 hours to complete. Now these are designed to be a totally bolt-on installation. They're going to use all the factory mounting points, so you don't need to modify anything on the truck itself in order to get them fitted, making this an easy job for you to tackle at home. We're also going to walk you through the installation process step by step right now, so for that, let's head on out to the shop.
For this install, you'll need a ratchet, a 12, and a 13mm socket. Today we're going to be installing running boards on our Tundra. Let's get into it. First, we're going to assemble the running board. Depending on which side you decide to start on first, you're going to want to check the either ends, and whichever direction it should be facing, that's the direction that the letter is going to sit. So in this case, we're doing our passenger side first, so you're going to want to look for a little stamped P on the front of the running board. Now, as for the brackets, each one is labeled for each specific side. So these two in the middle are going to be labeled PC for passenger center. This one right here is going to be labeled PF for passenger front. And this one right here is going to be labeled PR for passenger rear. Now as far as tightening all these down, we're going to be using a 13mm socket and a ratchet. And as far as the hardware goes, you're going to see two different kinds of bolts in the kit. You're going to see one that already has the washer pre-assembled and one that doesn't. The one that doesn't is going to bolt directly up to the car. You're going to be looking for the ones that already have the pre-assembled washers to get these put together. Now that we have this fully assembled, we're going to take it from the table and put it on the ground. Now that we're under the truck, you'll see that there are bolts covering the holes where we need to mount the running board up to. So if you are seeing these, you're going to need a 12mm socket and a ratchet. If not, you can just fast forward over this step to when we put in the new hardware. So after we have taken out all those bolts, all the threaded holes that are revealed are where we're going to be putting in this new hardware. So this is how you want it set up. You want it lock washer, then flat washer for all the bolts. And to install them, we're going to be using a 13mm socket and a ratchet. Now, you want to make sure that you have these down snug and not tight all the way, just so that you can adjust it once you have all the other bolts in. So now that we have all of our bolts snugged in, you want to verify that this is where you want the running board to sit. So this is where I want the running board to sit. Now, just go back and tighten down the rest of the bolts. We're going to be using a 13mm socket and a ratchet. Complete the process for tightening down the rest of the bolts, and then after you've done that, repeat all the same steps for the other side.
That's going to wrap it up here for our review and install the Barricade Open Trail HD running boards fitting 2022 and newer Tundra CrewMax models. Thanks so much for watching, and for everything Tundra, keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.